Cottage pie brings me comfort, something that I grew up eating, so brings back a lot of good memories, and this one is extremely tasty, and like always, I'm going to make it as easy as possible for you guys to replicate. Let's do it.
Starting off with the prep, we're going to need 1 brown or yellow onion, take off both ends and then peel it. Run this along the larger side of a box grater. Along with that, we are also going to need 1 rib of celery and 1 large carrot. Running them on the grater will get the most flavour out of them, and it's perfect for a dish like this. We are also going to need 4 cloves of garlic, run these along a microplane to create a paste, and again, it's going to get the best flavour out of that ingredient. What I have here is 3 grams of both flat leaf parsley and thyme. Scrunch these together, make sure there's no woody stems on that thyme, and then roughly chop. If there is woody stems, you will need to pick the leaves off first. And for the potatoes for this recipe, we're going to need 1 kilo or 2.2 pounds of Kestrel, Russet or Yukon Gold. These can all be peeled, and then with the peels, you can roast these up, make them into little crispy potato skins. Let's then add the potatoes to a pot filled with cold water, covering the potatoes by about 1 inch. Take it over to your stovetop, place this over a high heat. We're going to bring this up to a boil and cook our potatoes for about 22 to 25 minutes until they're fork tender, and generously season them with salt. You can place on a lid to speed up the process. Another thing for our potatoes, place a saucepan onto your stovetop, add in 150 milliliters of full fat milk as well as 100 grams of unsalted butter. I use unsalted butter so I can control the seasoning. Place this over a medium-high heat, add in a little bit of salt to taste, then mix it around for that salt to combine, and we're going to allow that butter to melt, and what we want to do is just warm the milk. Also, if you're wondering why my pan's really messy right now, yeah, I kind of forgot about it, so what are you going to do? Now for our beef, place a large pan or pot over a high heat, add in 2 tablespoons of olive oil, getting that nice and hot. Then we can add in 1 kilo or 2.2 pounds of beef mince. This is 90% lean. Season generously with salt and cracked black pepper. And if you didn't know, the difference between cottage pie and shepherd's pie is that cottage pie is made with beef and shepherd's pie is made with lamb. I recommend letting the beef sit for a couple of minutes just to gain a crust on the bottom before you can start breaking it up. All we're going to do now is break that beef up and cook this for about 5 to 6 minutes until no longer brown, and we want a little bit of the water to start evaporating. Once you have that achieved, we can add in those grated vegetables along with the grated garlic, and I'm also adding in 2 tablespoons or 50 grams of concentrated tomato paste, that flat leaf parsley and thyme, 2 tablespoons or 40 milliliters of Worcestershire sauce, and then mix this all together. We're going to cook this for about 5 minutes to get a little bit of infusion in there from the garlic and for those vegetables to soften. Next to go in is 250 milliliters or 1 cup of red wine. I'm just using Shiraz for this, and if you can't consume alcohol, just use stock. Season to taste with salt and cracked black pepper. I used about 20 cracks worth. Then mix everything together, and we're going to reduce that wine for about 3 to 4 minutes. This is going to deglaze and rip everything up from the bottom of the pan. Add in 1 cup or 250 milliliters of beef, vegetable or chicken stock. Mix everything together, reduce the heat to medium-low, and cook this for 15 minutes. Now going back to the potatoes, they're fork tender, allow them to drain. You can let them cool down before you mash them, but I'm just going to use them straight away just to cut down on time. I'm using a potato ricer to mash my potatoes, but if you have a hand masher, you can also do it in a blender, but I don't recommend it just because of the starch content. They can become really gluey. These can also be passed through a fine mesh sieve if you want to make it smoother, but it's probably not necessary for this recipe. Once you have them mashed, add in the milk and butter mix. This is just going to make them nice and light and fluffy. And I'm also adding in 2 egg yolks. What this is going to do is allow a crust to form even better than it usually would, and it creates a fantastic crispy layer on top of our cottage pie. Once everything's in, mix it all together, make sure everything's combined, the mash is nice and light and fluffy, and I do recommend checking for seasoning, adjust if necessary, use a little bit of salt and ground white pepper. I use ground up pepper for this just so there's no chunks of pepper in it. It is just a preference thing though, if you prefer it, go for it. And what you should have is a nice fluffy mash that looks like this. Going back to the beef, give it a quick mix through, make sure there's enough moisture in there. If it has dried out a little bit, you can add a bit more beef stock, but you shouldn't need to do that. Check it for seasoning, adjust if necessary, and add in 1 cup of peas. These are frozen peas. Mix these all together and they don't need to be cooked. All they need to do is defrost. Once you have that done, transfer it over to a large roasting dish or casserole dish, whatever you have with large sides. The one I'm using is roughly 26 centimeters in size. Spread this all out, push it down. You can compress it a little bit. Just make sure none of the liquid decides to pool up on the top before we add on the mashed potato. You should be able to fit the whole lot on here. Just make sure you add it all in there, spread it all out, and I'm using a fork to push this down. Want to be gentle with this. Like I said, we don't want that liquid to come pooling up and then just completely cover our potatoes. It will happen a little bit. It's going to happen on the sides more than anything. It doesn't really matter too much. It actually adds a nice little bit of color on the sides. Go through with a towel and just wipe up any little edges just so nothing burns. Then we can season the top with a little bit of sea salt flakes as well as cracked black pepper. And the reason we use a fork is it gains a nice little crust working with those egg yolks. Let's then transfer this over to an oven that's at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for 25 minutes.
Now, the reason that I'm making cottage pie is it's something that brings me comfort. It's something that I had growing up quite a lot. It brings me a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and that's why I wanted to make this video for you guys today. A while ago, I was suffering quite severely with depression and anxiety. It made me lose a lot of jobs, a lot of huge potential for my career, and it wasn't something that I wanted to be doing. I distanced myself from my friends and family for over a year, and I truly believed in my own mind that I had actually hit rock bottom. It was a difficult time in my life, and I was too stubborn to accept anyone's help, but it did make me realize that I needed that help. That's when I opened up to my friends and family, decided to talk about what was going on, and I realized I needed a different purpose in my life. Even though I've always been doing cooking, it is something that I needed to change, have a different avenue on, and that's where the YouTube channel came in. The YouTube channel has really changed me as a person. It's given me a purpose, and if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be in the situation I am right now, so I'm always forever grateful. I also wake up every single day excited to share all of my passion and my knowledge with you guys. It really does mean the world to me. If you are going through a tough time and are struggling with something, please know that you're not alone. I know firsthand what it can be like to go and talk to someone. It is hard, it is a challenge, but it is the crucial step to go have a healthier, happier life. And that's where the sponsor of today's video comes in, which is BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online platform that they have licensed therapists from all around the world. You can go on your phone or on your computer, have video chats, messages, phone calls, whatever you need to do, all from the comfort of your own home. It is the easiest possible way to speak to a professional in the comfort of your own home, and they have years of experience, and they're going to help you with any struggles that you may have. Visit betterhelp.com/ChefJack or use Chef Jack ovens in the sign up for a special discount off your first month of therapy. And just remember that talking about mental health can be challenging, but it is incredibly rewarding. And thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video.
So now it's been 25 minutes with our cottage pie in the oven. The crust at the top is beautiful, it's golden, it's crispy. Let's remove this from the oven, let it cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes before we can then portion this up. This is one of those dishes where you need to be really gentle just because it is quite delicate. And this recipe will easily feed 6 to 8 people depending on portion size. I have portioned this one up quite big just so I can show it off to you guys, but look how good that looks. Cottage pie is one of those dishes that you can eat on its own or serve it with a salad or whatever you like. I'm garnish mine with a little bit of flat leaf parsley and cracked black pepper, but look how good that crust looks. It's crispy, it's golden, and this right here is my comfort food, cottage pie.
So with everything done, we're left with this cottage pie. It looks incredible, it smells amazing. There is only one thing left to do, and that is, of course, we can then dig in. The flavor in the mince is incredible. It's rich, it's not too heavy. The mash is soft and fluffy, but then has that crisp little texture on the top from the egg yolks. Perfect dish. This brings back so many good memories. Thanks for watching.